Okay. Nobody in the class yet. Okay, we have one person here. Please. Good morning. Somebody. Let me just do the. What did I use for the first one, sir? I think winners, Abby. Then winners, then genders. Here. Hello, good morning. Welcome to class, Hadiza Salisu. Welcome to class, Valentine and Mohammed Mustafa. So, some of you were not here in our last class. We already started creating our visualization. Welcome to class, Ready Medu. So in our last class, we already started creating our visualization, but then we had some network issues and some people who did not complete the class. So we're going to start from the visualization. So I'm going to take it from beginning to very top. We're just going to do like a quick run through so that everybody will follow. Then we'll go ahead to create our dashboard and maybe if we still have time, put it in a PowerPoint slide to present our findings. So let's get to it. Screen. So the um, visualization, the last class, how we can edit change the design. So let me just start again from beginning by creating a. If you want to create a pivot table, you press the insert column, you on your ribbon, your pivot table option, click on the pivot table, then it will take you to where the pivot table is. So now you need to understand that whatever you cannot change it on your pivot table because you can't make additions. So make sure you've done all necessary corrections before coming to the table. It is permanent. Like they say, it shall be permanent. It is permanent. But you cannot make major changes to the sheet from here. So now use our pivot table to answer a question about the winners, the genders of the winners. Now, the first thing we're going to do is you're going to lift your on the side of your pivot table. This is we have on the data is the winners. We'll put it in row. And it's going to come out nice. We've tried it yesterday and then last class. And playing. The screen is not visible. Sharing and it's network. Network wants to do us that thing he did yesterday. Can you see my screen? Hello? See my screen, please kindly indicate in the chat box so that if you can see my screen. So good. So now if I switch to my Excel sheets, can you still see my screen? Please indicate. Can you see the Excel sheet? Okay, it's bad. It's the network. I don't know what we are going to do now. Let me stop sharing again and then let's see if it gets better. How about now? I said when you come to winners in the row because we're trying to do is we're trying to visualize gender one more state and then within the two parties which one favor our pivot table row column and we're going to put the winners in the value because the question is we're using the winners to answer the gender question that is we're putting the genders in the showing you that PDP had 9 female winners. ABC had 16 male in the election. In total, APC had 19 states, PDP had. Okay. See of the picture. Is this better? Okay, so let's continue. This is the total number of female votes we had. This is the total number of male votes in our election, and then this is create our visualization. And to create your visualization, you come this and then you get recommended this thing and pick what you want to use for your visualization. Let's use the 3D column. You can use the cluster. And the reason why I like the column is because most times not all charts you cannot use you're doing. So this is histogram. Histogram doesn't apply for what we're doing. Let's use pie charts. Pie charts, does pie charts apply for what we're doing? It doesn't make sense. Then, but you see, with the column now, we can clearly explain. Yes, we can clearly say, okay, this is the number of female, this is the number of the male for C. This is the number of female, and this number. So with this, it makes it easier. So are we still following? Okay, that's good. So now you can do different things to this chart. You can edit it. So let's the walls. Formatting the walls. So solid line. We said no solid line. Okay, solid line. Or if you want, you can say no solid line. You can say okay, no, put solid line, but let the solid line be blue color automatically. Where cursor is where we are working on. So these are the solid lines, these blue lines. So then we'll not say, okay, we want we don't want not the solid line now. Let's edit the grid line. So format grid lines. Okay, for the grid lines, we want it to have solid lines. So just like that. Okay, we want it to be same blue color, maybe a lighter shade. And there you go. Then we come out and say, okay, we don't want to use orange for our chart. Let's do something else. Let's give it a different color. How about yellow? Do you think yellow would drive home your point? Do you think you want to use black? Okay, let's use black. Then for this other side, we can still edit it and say, okay, let's fit up. Let's use blue, okay, purple. What do you think look better with black? Let's use gray. Then now for our outline, you can decide the color you want to use for your outline for your chart to make it stand out. I'm just trying to show you that you can edit it however you want it to be. You can do that. You can use green. Yuck, this is ugly. Let's go back to green, please. Then you can do in quite a number of things with your chart to make it look the way you want it to look, the way you feel okay. Represents your style. Okay, let's now edit the walls. Not the wall now. We want to edit the format the chart area. Chart area, we want it to be transparent, but we want it to be blue color. Why is the color input not showing? Okay, maybe because it's too light. That's the outside. Let's not do the outside. Um, okay, now let's try and do the 3D rotation. I think we did that yesterday. So let's rotate our graph. So this side, we want to make it look fancy. Um, are we all following? Okay, that's good. As far as we're following, um, trying to make it look a bit fancy. And then this is it. I don't want to dwell so much on the graph because we are supposed to create our dashboard today. So let me bring this right here. Why we go ahead to create our second pivot table. So now, creating a second pivot table, you can see this whole sheet is highlighted. Mr. Ayo, are you in class? Are you following class? Yes. Okay. For the second pivot table now, what we're going to do is let me do this. We'll do the same thing. We do insert, go to pivot table. Then instead of using new, you come down here, you click extend, please, existing worksheet. Then when you click existing worksheet, come to sheet 2, which is your pivot table. Come to where you want to place your table. Always place it below so that they don't go into each other. Because once you place it, you cannot move it again. Like I said, everything you do on the pivot table sheet is permanent. So once you do that, you click, your second pivot table will come out. So now the second thing we did was age group of winners. So what we did was we picked the winners again, use it as our row. Then age group of the winners, we use it as our column. Then the winners again, we use it for value. And then what does this give us? This is what we can see. So let me zoom so you can all see my sheets. Okay, so this, okay. So this is what we have. This is the result of our pivot table. Have you all done that? If you've not done it, you can go through the video and do it because everybody is going to create their own dashboard. We're all going to create our own dashboard, and our dashboard is going to be the final test to say yes, we actually followed through with the class, and that's what we're going to be presenting at the end of the day as our project for the training. So we're all going to create our dashboards, and then we're going to go ahead to create our PowerPoint slide. Now, if you're using a dashboard, in most cases, if you're going to present with a dashboard, you don't actually even need to do the PowerPoint slide. So it depends on purpose of you creating this visualization. Now, if I want to put this in my portfolio now, all I need to do is create a dashboard and put the dashboard on my portfolio. But then if want to use it for like a company a presentation at work. Now, what you need to do is take the information from your pivot table, copy it on your plain Excel dashboard. And once you do that, then you move it to your PowerPoint, or you lift it from here and take it straight to your PowerPoint. Personally, I like to rearrange it on my dashboard then before I start moving it one after the other to the PowerPoint slide. So let's go to our second chart. Now, the same thing we did there, I said winners, count of winners, then age group. So this is showing us the winners, their age, the ones that fall into our age group. Remember in our Excel sheet, we divided our age into two groups here using the if statements. I don't know if you all remember, that was our second class, right? Our second class, we did that in our second class. So now we're going to use that age group now to do our next visualization. So we're going to pick a chart. Personally, I'm still going to do the column, but now instead of doing the one that is separate, we're going to do the cluster column, or the 3D version of the cluster column. So this is it. Let's reduce size because it is massive. Okay, now you can also edit this. You can say, okay, let's remove the blank value because you can see here. Let me use my cursor to blank. The point we have the blank here, so you can just remove this, and then it will not show the blank value. You remove blank, so it is just showing PDP and ABC. The reason we have blank here is because on the sheet we have blank for where we wrote total. So under this particular row, there was nothing to that's why we have blank because we have total from the other set, which you could easily take it out if you're not using the total for your final presentation. You can edit the fonts, you can change it or whatever, do advanced filtering. But basically, now what we're going to do is we're still going to edit it to whatever color we want. So, like I said, right click, fill, blue. Okay, this is the same shade of blue. Let's do something like that. Blue. And for this, let's do yellow. Purple. Okay, green. Oh, this looks awful. I think green goes really well with red. Okay. Then you can edit the hmm, format chart here. I think yesterday I showed how to put picture, right? And last class, sorry, we showed how to put picture. Okay, I think this is nice, different from what we did the first time. Please, did you guys see how I did that? So against this background, this red. seems off. So let's change it from red. Remember, it is important that your sheet looks presentable because it has to do with you're giving it to people at the end of the day. So the colors have to be attractive, it has to rhyme because so that you don't bore the people that are going to be using your findings at the end of the day. Okay. Do you want to do the 3D rotation? You can still do the 3D rotation. Okay, so so this is our second chart. Let me remove the zoom, place it here, and then let's go for the third one. Same thing, go to your data and then insert pivot table. From table and range, select existing worksheet, select sheet 2, and then go ahead and click. Then you generate your third pivot table. And for this pivot table, what we are going to be doing, what did we use? Geopolitical zones, right? We use the winners and geopolitical zones. This is the winners. Yeah, geopolitical zone. Put geopolitical zone again as the value for the row. Then we put winners as the column. And make it down. So here now what we have is let me just so you can see. So what we have on the rows, we have the geopolitical zone and the rows, then we have the geopolitical zones as the value of the rows. Then we also have the winners here. So now this is showing us that the number of winners we have from each geopolitical zones, the political party that has the highest and all that. So let's to better understand it, let's represent it in our charts. I think the next we're going to do now, we're going to do a third chart so that we can work with a pie chart next. You don't necessarily have to edit anything. If you're fine with it like this, you can leave it like this. And then so we have our third pivot table. So let's go ahead and do a fourth one. For a fourth one, okay, place it here. Go to your data set, insert pivot table from range, existing worksheet. Some people create a new sheet for every time they create a pivot table. But personally, I feel it's work.
And I'm unable to transit creating from creating a pivot table from the sheet to another page.
To a new page. Okay. So guys, just hold on a minute and let's continue. Just hold on 1 minute and let me see what's going on. Yeah, we're able to transition very soon.
From here to here.
Okay. Start zero zero. What is this that's coming up? Okay. This is existing worksheet because you see what is training and then starting from training data to training data to it will not work. Whether you have one, this is one. 16 inches. Maybe now. Delete this and select this one. Yeah. Hadiza Salisu, you wrote no. Do you have any problem? Are you lost? Do we need to find you? So if you're not lost, let's go ahead and create our third pivot table. I'm trying to brush this quickly so that we can go to the dashboard phase. So now for the dashboard, for the third pivot table, this is it. Now we're going to use geopolitical zones for our rows. And let's see total number of male voters and total number of female voters. Let's see what we get if we're going to be able to choose something that will make sense. Okay, so now it is showing the total number of the male voters per, that's the sum of male voters and sum of female. That means it is calculating, summing up. This is where I'm seeing the sum, where my cursor is. You can see sum of total number of female voters, sum of total number of male voters. So it has calculated all the states underneath North Central, and it has summed up the total number of female voters for each state. Now, okay, we want to create a let's see which graphs that we can use that is not okay. Does this make sense? Okay, I think let's remove blank. Hold on a minute. Let's remove blank. Hide blank. So I should do that. I'm not going to be having blank. Okay, blank is still showing and what's the filter option? Okay, like I said, if you have put anything on this pivot table, it is most likely permanent. And now we cannot look the blank from here again. So let's just work with it like that. So this is an area graph. You can see it is showing us that this is the male voting, this is the female total sum of voters inside in the male is, but then this blank is not making our graph make sense, and then without the blank, our graph will not make work either. So let us change it instead. So let's try out another something else. Let's see. This is the sum of total voters, number of female. This is female voters, geopolitical zones. So let's remove the value for blank. Okay, so total number of female voters. This is it. Representing each geopolitical zone. Let's add labels. So now this is the figure for Northwest. South, you can see we have a higher number of voters, female voters in Northwest. Then this is for Southeast, South, like this. So now this is our fourth visualization. Sorry, this zone screen is giving me issues. Are we still following? Are you following? Are you following? Okay, let me find you. Let me see. Oh,
Still talking.
you you now have two sheets. Why?
Do the first one, that's one that's been
I don't know because you sent it there. So let's delete it. Okay. I said click insert. It will show you this, so you have to clean it. Then select sheet two. When you select sheet two, you place your cursor where you want it to be, then to copy the okay.
So we're using
Pie chart for the fourth one.
that one is that one is
So we did all that last class.
just
Sorry.
so we're using what is section.
And just do the fourth one, then everybody will have to, all of you, everybody will have to do their own um, pivot table, do your visualization, and then you take a screenshot of your screen and send it to me. As no, not today. Can be over the weekend. You do your visualization and create your dashboard and take a screenshot and send it to me because that's your final project. So
So what are we using for the pie chart, the fourth one now?
we're using the geopolitical zone, then we're using the sum of the total number of female voters and male voters. Then we create a pie chart for the sum of total number of female voters. If we want to create another pie chart for the male voters, now we have to
That's those three.
just these three. Now, if we want to create for the male voters, now we have to go back, insert the pivot table, then create it again, then let the pie chart represent the sum of the total number of the male voters. Now, how we're going to do that is let me just do it so that our dashboard will be looking interesting. So now, if you want to do that, you select political zone. Remember the first one we selected, we picked the sum of the total number of female voters first. But now we're going to pick, no, not winners, sum of the total number of male voters first as our first value. Then total number of female voters as our second value. Then we go ahead to insert pie charts. Then yep, that's it. The 3D pie chart. If you want, you can do the donuts charts. Morning, sir. Yes, sir. So we can do the donut chart if you don't want to do the regular, but I think
You
the
don't need
two.
to have a shop system laptop.
No.
I think that is best option.
Yeah.
It is one.
Yes.
I think that's embarrassing to do 15 times. Go, so.
So go ahead and create your pie chart for the sum of the total number of male voters, and you can change the color scheme if you don't want it to look exactly like that of the female voters. Please, you can go ahead and change the color scheme and then edit it. So let's continue editing it so that we can quickly do our. I'm trying to rush this because I want us to do our dashboard today. Okay, so this is it without blanks. Thank God. Then add labels. Then you can say, okay, we want to change this one's color. Make this one purple. Everything is going to be purple now. Let's make this one no film, no colors. So no color outline. Okay. Yes. Huh. This doesn't make sense. Blue team automatic. Okay. Let's choose this side. Let's choose blue. But we don't want everything to be blue now. I've gone to press spoil in my.
You're from blue now.
I know, but I want to figure it out. What's the fun of making you undo if you can figure it out? Okay, we've changed our outline. Pink is nice, but then this our field is okay. Does this make sense? It looks like a cake, a yellow cake that has been sliced up with a pink knife. So let's
Message me for.
okay. Let's do it again without the touching of the colors. I got tired of trying to figure it out, so let's just do this. So mind you, you can also do this other donuts pie chart too, if you don't want to do this one. This donut pie chart. Personally, I don't really get it, so I don't like to use it. I prefer to just use regular pie charts, but the 3D version. Everything is better with the 3D because it makes you look nice. If you want to use the non-3D version, you can. It all depends on what works for you at the end of the day. You can also edit the color of this, but I really don't want to edit mine, so I'm gonna leave it on like this. Now, if you now want to create, let's go to creating our dashboard now. If you want to create your dashboard now, how many geopolitical zones do we have?
6.
How many am I seeing here? One, two, three. Okay, it's complete minus blank. Okay. So now, if you want to start creating your dashboard, all you need to do is add an extra sheet. When you add your extra sheet, you come here, come to view. When you come to view, you can remove the grid lines. Once you click, look at, you come to the ribbon. Please, are you all following? So I was wrong at the class initially. I was wondering why a man was teaching and just the two of us online in class. Oh, sorry, you went to. You went to the digital marketing class. So let's go to creating our dashboard. So you add a new sheet, which is sheet 3 now. Then you come to the view ribbon, your Excel tax ribbon. So you see view. Once you click on view, you see grid lines. Click or unclick. If you don't want it to even have formula bar, you can remove the formula bar or put the formula bar. But personally, we're just going to remove the grid lines. Once you remove your grid line, you can see your Excel sheets will become blank. So once it is blank, it means you can now edit your Excel sheet. Now, what is going to be the heading of our dashboard? Voting details. You guys should please pick a better heading for your dashboard. 2029 election. Yes, we used the sheet we used was from 2020, 2019 election. This sheet we used was for 2019 election. I think I was forwarding everybody. I think it's the weather. The weather is so chilly today, so when I saw chilly, I was sleepy self. I literally had to drag myself out today. So let's highlight. Please kindly follow what I am doing so that you're not lost. So you zoom. This is the heading. You can zoom. If you don't want to put it in the first row, you can copy or cut, bring it here so that it will not be too up, second row. Then you paste. When you paste, then we'll continue editing. So now what we're going to do now is increase the font to 20 so that it is bold, or 24, even bolder. You can now change the color of the text. You can change the color of your text. You can make it blue. You can underline it if you want to put it on italics, whatever you want to do. You want to make it bold, you can do that. So voting details 2028, 2019 election. So now for the first one, the next thing we're going to do is on our pivot table, the first chart we have. Are we following, please? Okay, yes, that's good. So on our pivot table, the first chart we have is what's the title? Count of winners using. So this chart shows us what's the gender of the winners. Something else you can do with this is that you can name it. You can put a title. This one doesn't have a title. You can always insert a title. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to click this, right click, press cut. Once you cut or copy, no, let's not cut, let's copy. In case we want to change this to it. So we copy, we take it to our sheet 3, right where we want to place it. Then we paste. So you see, this is our first. But if even here too, you can still edit it though. You can still edit it. You can still change it if you still don't like the way this one is. You can change it, change the colors and all that. You can still, then you can change the pattern here. Whether you want it to look like this, you want it to look like this, you can want it to be black. You can add a chart title. What are we going to mimic our title? What are we going to? Can we drop suggestions for a title for our chat? Any suggestions?
Election results.
Election results by what? Gender.
First one is focused on
Gender. So election result by gender. Are we okay with election result by gender? So election results by gender.
so I think someone is something to do on the chat box.
Okay, so it is.
Which one's like
Okay, so this is our first. Please don't forget you can always change yours. So it doesn't have to be black like mine. You can do like this. I think this is nice. What do you guys think? Election or we should do this? Why am I always liking the black ones? Yes, yes, I do. Okay, so election results by gender is our first one. So we're going to put a title for it. That's here, election results by gender. And let's increase fonts. We change the color. Personally, I like to play with the colors when I am working on my dashboard. So now this is election result by gender. Then let's put our second. Let's move this over here and cut this and then place it over here. But it's a dashboard, so you're going to be arranging them in a way that they can all fit in. You're going to have to maximize space in as much as possible. So we're going to put our next dashboard here. Are we still following? Everybody can see my screen. So for the second visualization we had was election results by age. So copy, take it to sheet 2, and bring it down to paste. And press X to paste. So this is our second dashboard visualization. So the title for this is election results by age. So now I'm going to increase the font and then let's go to our next visualization. So what we're doing now is our dashboard. So let's rename this sheet. Let's name it dashboard. You know that this is our dashboard sheet. And we'll come down for our next visualization. Just give space. Then go back to our sheet, take the next one from our pivot table. Basically, with this now, you have completed your work as a data analyst, except if you want to create an EDA. Well, for the EDA, we're going to be doing it in our advanced class. If you sign up for the advanced class, we're going to be explaining how you can create an EDA because some companies will tell you, okay, we want you to create an EDA so that we can see what it's going to look like at the end of the day. You create an EDA. When you create an EDA, it's going to be like basically everything you're going to do on the sheet.
what's that meeting?
It's like using Figma. Figma is an app. You use Figma to create a template of what your dashboard is going to look like during your final presentation. Then you submit it. So some companies would want to. I did an internship where after they give us the data set, we clean the data set. After cleaning the data set, we had to create an EDA to show them what we intend to do with the data set. If the visualizing, what the visualization is going to look like. So when we sent them the EDA, then they were like, okay, go ahead. Then we created the visualization. But if they're not okay with it, they'll tell you, okay, we need you to change your color scheme, the colors you intend to use. Okay, no, for this particular information that you want to get, please don't use cluster charts. Don't use this column spaced one. Okay, for this side, don't use bar charts. Use aerial graphs. That's what we want. So they'll tell you all this. Then you go ahead and then you now create your visualization. So the EDA is like you're giving them like a sample of your work. What it's going to be. So are we following? Okay. It's called exploratory data analysis. That's what an EDA means. If you're looking for the meaning of the word. So now this is election results by geopolitical zone. Is that what we're going to be naming this? Abby?
That's the problem. Yes.
Yes. Election results by geopolitical zone. Okay. So don't forget to increase the font to make it visible, and you can change the color if you want. Then let's go to our fourth PD. I think I want to put the age one in the same place, the gender. So let's just do this instead. Okay, this is in the middle. Then come down. You determine how you want to organize your dashboard, but also know that you are going to need to make it look nice because you're not the only person that is going to use it, the information on the dashboard. You're either going to use it with your team or you're going to give it to the people that hired you for the work. So this is voting. What should we name this one? Voting um, per geopolitical zones by gender. So if we missed our V. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this, put it in the middle because the heading is going to be serving for the two of them. Because I'm going to put the male and the female next to each other. So let's try and edit this. change the heading, the title of the charts, and let's pick our last visualization. So some things you need to take note of is the arrangements. You need to make sure that they are arranged similarly. To make sure that the so that your work will look all put together. At the end of the day, we remember that we are not doing the chart for ourselves or doing it to submit it to people. So it is important that our work is neat, it is arranged, really organized. This is nice. This you see something like this now. When you submit this now, can they see? Does this really make sense? Even though it added percentage now, I think when you zoom it out a bit, it's better, right? But then now, if you're going to do it like this, it means we're going to have to change this one too and do it the same way. Yes. Like this. I think I like this because it's carrying the percentage. It's showing you.
But then it will take more space for visibility sake.
Yeah, but then it's more detailed,
You can put them up and above.
like up and
Up and
down.
down.
Yes, you can. Depends on how you can decide to,
That way you're able to editor
yes,
this space require that.
change the color grade here. Okay, so this is our dashboard. So congratulations, guys. We have successfully edited or cleaned our data, arranged the data, created our visualization, and then created our dashboard. Now you can save your dashboard and send it to people, to whoever you want to send it to. Or personally, when you finish creating your own dashboard, your personal dashboard, please kindly send it to me so that I can see the work you've done and then see your progress. And then if you have any question, concerns, or complaint, kindly let me know. So the next thing we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can lift it to your PowerPoint. Yes. So it's creating your PowerPoint slide. Mostly it's copy and paste you're going to be doing for each. So you're going to create your copy and paste. If you have some write-up, please, if you're creating your own PowerPoint, please insert write-ups that are going to be like a brief description of each slide. So I'm going to create 2 slides and then leave it. Then we all go and individually create our slides. It's not going to be like the last assignment that no, only 3 persons submitted. If you don't submit your final project, you're not getting a certificate at the end of the day. So you have to complete the class, and completing the class is you completing your project. So your our final project is creating a dashboard. You're going to send me the dashboard when it's complete. Then when you're done with the dashboard, you're going to send me a PowerPoint slide that you've created from your dashboard. Do we have any question? Okay, in absence of any question, let's go ahead to create our. So let's go to PowerPoint to create, to share and create our slide. Mr. Ayo, really? Where is it? Okay. This is not the one I want to share. Okay, so what's going to be the title of our 2019? Hmm? 2019 election class data analysis class projects. Then if you want to insert a slide, you can just come here, put new slide, then you pick the kind of slide you want. If you want a blank slide, you put blank. If you want title only, if you want content, two content, depends on what you want to do with your slide. Personally, I'm going to go with the blank slide where you're going to insert a write-up to explain what we did. Then you insert another slide that your personally how I do my own PowerPoint instead of typing in the PowerPoint. I type what I want to type on Microsoft every day. So all I do for my PowerPoint is just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy. So I do all my typing on Word, then take it to PowerPoint, just copy and paste, and that's it. So now we're going to copy our first. So for this second one, it's going to be not a blank because it has a title. So we're going to change the slide. Um, Title slide section. This title and content. So now come here, pick the content, the title, copy. I don't like stress work, so paste, paste. You come down here, pick your copy, then paste. So do you get that? This is our first work. Please, can you see? Can you? Let me share again. You see, this is the advantage of the physical class. It is easier. So, click down. Can you all see my screen now? Okay. Did you guys see what I did with the PowerPoint? So, this is our PowerPoint slide for our presentation. So, the first slide, we have our title, which is for this first slide, it will we picked the option of title slide, which gives an option to for two places for you to write. You can write here, and then you can write here your title. And this second slide, I left it blank because it's for you people to explain. You will write explanation what we did in the class. Okay, that's good. Then for the third slide, I picked the title and content slide. So the title and content slide is just like this. It gives you this is the title, this is the content. Now you can put the title, put the content, and then for the next slide it can be blank, whereby you can explain what the graph is all about, what the chart is all about. Then you go to your next slide, which is we're all going to do this on our own and submit as your final print. No final projects, no,
I didn't know to the data sets
no.
this summer.
You guys have worked on it and you've cleaned it. So now what we're doing is just to you go ahead and create your pivot table, then do your visualization, and then come and create your PowerPoint and then put it in and send it to me. I will share my email, or you can send it on WhatsApp. I think email will be better. Eh, This one did not fit, so you have to adjust it. Now, when doing a PowerPoint presentation, these are things you can do. You can decide that you want to change it from this boring one. Just go to design and you can pick more advanced design. If you don't want this, you can change it. Personally, this is my favorite design. I prefer this wood design. I don't know, it just works for me. You can choose the different colors. Then, if you choose wood, are we all together? If you choose the wood design, you can, and if you want to share it on your screen, please kindly follow my cursor here. When my cursor is, it starts from beginning, it will just start your slideshow for you. And if you want to arrange your slideshow, you want to record your slideshow from beginning, it will record. If you want it to, you want to custom your slide show, you want to edit the way it takes over each other, you want to include animations, so it do something like fade away, anything, you can float in, split, it will split in the middle. So it depends on the effect you want to put on your slideshow, you can do all that. The transition into, you can change it. You can insert pictures because you can insert your company logo in your slide. So just, yes, like a watermark. You can insert. You can do word art. You can add sound. You can record your screen. If you want to share it later, you can take screenshots. Take from your screenshots. You can, depends on what exactly you want to do on slideshow. So I will expect that we explore all these options during our slide. Please, our slides should not be boring. It should be really organized, really pretty, very fine. Explore the options, make it look nice, and then you send it. Then I'll be expecting everybody to send their slideshow by on Tuesday. This thing will not even take 1 hour. But I'm giving everybody from now till Tuesday to work on your slideshow, work on your dashboard. So now you're sending your Excel sheet, including the data sets, the pivot table, and the dashboard you created. You save it on your system and then you send it to me as one document. So when then you create your PowerPoint presentation, you send it to me as a separate document. So I'm going to drop my email address in the group chat. So everybody should send their assignments to my email address, their final projects. Please, this your final project. Doing it is a criteria for getting your certificate. So if you do not do your final project, you're not going to get your certificate. That is how it works. Thank you. And I am open for questions and concerns. Any questions, please drop it in the chat box. And let's resolve it now. Do you have any question?
The slides you need to send. That's right.
Yes, I'm going to drop them now in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so I have dropped our class slides in the WhatsApp group, so you can go through it. If you want, it would be really nice if you start your day, pick up your data set from beginning, and then you start your cleaning, and then you do the whole process again. You know, one thing about practice is that it makes you better. The more you do it on your own, you will understand it better. So you can actually go back to our YouTube channel, watch all our videos from the first class, and then follow it step by step. Clean the data, arrange it, and then start your pivot table and create your visualization and work on it. So I am going to send the attendance link shortly so that we can all take attendance. So if we don't have any question, is it safe to say that we can now go? We understand. We are all good. We are now data analysis. So I would love to mention that we'll be starting our advanced class pretty soon. And if you're interested, you want to sign up, please kindly send a message. Then we're also running a program. Please kindly send a message to sign up for the advanced class. And don't forget, you can follow us on all our social media handle, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and follow our YouTube channel because we're going to be dropping classes from time to time. Please, is there any questions? This is question time. Any question? I am open. Okay. I'm going to take it that in absence of questions, it means we're good and we can sign out. Is that what it means? That we're good and we can sign out? Okay. So thank you very much for coming to class and spending your time with me. And I hope you guys all learned something from our 4 classes this 2 weeks. And the WhatsApp group is still open for communications. Please, I'm always available for anything relating to data analysis or anything relating to code lab. So thank you very much for your time. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.